What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a brand new episode for everybody. How's everybody doing this week?
Doing good, Rich. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Getting closer to Christmas. Got to figure out what the hell I'm getting for everybody. Still got a few people on my list I got to knock off. So hopefully it'll come to me before Christmas. Like 5 days away or something like that. So how's everything on your side?
Yeah, man, doing good. Up in Massachusetts, braving the cold with you for the next couple weeks here. But yeah, other than that, looking good on the gift front. And yeah, doing all right. Start my vacation tomorrow, so I won't be working for
Forever.
Like 11 days, 12 days.
Lucky you, man.
Yeah.
I wish it was a permanent vacation. Or not, I don't want to say a permanent vacation, but I'm not trying to kill you, but
I hear you.
But man, definitely this year definitely flew by. Looking forward to seeing what next year brings.
You know what annoys me? I was talking to someone about this the other day. The all the posts that we're gonna see on Facebook and all that now. That's like, 2022 was good, but I think 2023 is gonna be the best year yet. Oh man,
no.
I hate that.
Yeah,
people say that drives me nuts.
Some kid did one, and he's like, all right, all you people that's talk about 2023 is going to be your year. That's not true. And he's like, I gotta try to see if I can play it back. Here, hold on.
Now that Christmas is over, everybody's making these tweets and Facebook posts about New Year, New Me. Shut up. You're still on meth, Cheryl. And this chick in her Cookie Monster pajamas smoking some Marlboro talking about New Year, New Me. Listen, the only thing new for you this year is a new baby and a brand new baby daddy. She the type of chick to have 4 kids and 5 different baby daddies. How does that happen? She don't even know. They're her best friend talking about how 2018 whooped her butt. We can tell. Take a picture of last year, put it together with a picture of this year, looking like a before and after picture like you see on the walls in high school, before and after bath salts. But now that Christmas is over, everybody's...
Yeah, that one had me dying.
That was great. Still on meth, Crystal.
Yeah, that one had me dying. But yeah, those definitely going to come. So, it's very best to scroll past those come in the next few weeks. So, but definitely looking forward to the new year to see what brings. Hopefully it doesn't go as fast as it did this year.
It will.
Yeah, I know. The older we get, the faster it goes, man.
That's the truth.
But, I mean, let's get right into it, man. We're kicking off. We got week 15 of the NFL wrap up. 49ers, they take care of business against the Seahawks. It's just like they didn't miss a beat, regardless of who's playing the quarterback, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I think Kyle Shanahan's built that system to kind of be all you need is a serviceable quarterback in there. And I think, so far through 2 games, Brock Purdy looks serviceable. He's not gonna, probably not gonna win you too many games, but as long as he's not losing you games, then that's a win.
Yeah, man. It's going to be dangerous to see what happens if they really get a quarterback that can sling it.
I just feel like that's been the case in San Francisco for a while now. If they had an elite quarterback, what would that team look like?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we even saw when they had, what's the name? He took him to the Super Bowl. Why am I drawing a blank? Yeah, Kaepernick. I mean, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. I mean, it was debatable that the shutout of lights cost them that Super Bowl, but I mean, ultimately, we can see they're good on both sides of the ball. It's just nothing. They don't have many flaws besides that quarterback position, and even though that's their weakness, it doesn't really hurt them as much. But the only thing is that it's just going to cost them on that big game.
Yep. Yeah, it's like you're waiting for that playoff game that they're in where they need a drive. It's like one of those 13-10 games. You need a drive to get down the field, and can he do it or not? I guess we'll have to wait and find out. But it's ultimately going to get there. Oh
yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing how things play out for them as well. Because right now they're second in the NFC. So
yep.
Then we had the Colts and the Vikings. Colts blow a 30-point lead. Let the Vikings back into this. I know you were super excited because your boy Jefferson went off.
Yeah, it was a pretty putrid way to start a Saturday. I was looking forward to a Saturday slate, and got off to a bad start. I was making some lunch, and I just kept saying like, oh yeah, they'll at least they'll have to throw the ball a ton. But then you get to the point where it's almost like, what if they just pull all their starters from the game? Which luckily for me they didn't, and luckily for them they didn't, because they were able to come back in a kind of a wild ending and a couple of really questionable calls by the refs, blowing plays dead.
Mm-hmm.
One wasn't reviewable, and then the other one was reviewed, and they were able to get the ball back, but it cost them a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for the Colts, I mean, especially as a new head coach, I mean, you're pretty much playing for your the real job, so to say, because they label him as interim, head coach for the season.
Yeah,
I mean, to blow a 30-point lead. The only other game they have it good that they lost was the one against the Eagles, which went down to a 1-point game, but they could have won that game too. So they had a lot of games they could have won, but they didn't. So it's gonna be interesting to see how things play out. But just the fact they don't have a quarterback, if they count that as far as any leeway going into next season to bring him back or not.
Yeah. I don't see him coming back. It's a good story, but you need to get someone in there with some mix. And I know that they're injury depleted and all that. They don't really have a quarterback, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't either, man. I mean, they might as well stop playing and bring Peyton Manning, man. You get Jeff Saturday as the O-line coach. You get Edgerrin James as a running back coach. You already got Reggie left, right?
No, he stayed.
Oh, he stayed?
He stayed. Yeah.
So that's your wide receivers coach. I mean, pretty much the coach of teams past.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they got to figure out something, man. They got a lot of talent on that team that's being wasted.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had the Ravens and the Browns. Your boy Deshaun gets his first win, even though it was kind of against a beat up Ravens team. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing if the Ravens can bounce back and get healthy, because it seems like that's been the main thing that's been holding them back these past few seasons.
Yeah, Lamar's still out, and I think Huntley can be serviceable, but the Browns got a pretty good defense, and if that they can't get that running game going, it's tough for Baltimore to win games. And then I feel like J.K. Dobbins he's getting through these holes, but I don't know if you watch some of these breakaway runs, he just looks like he's like limping or something. It's really strange.
Yeah, I don't think he's fully healthy because
he's definitely not fully healthy.
Because I felt like he's came back too soon based off the the injury they said he had, and it's been back-to-back years he's been out. The year before he's pretty much out for the season. This season it was ruled for him to be out for the season, but then he came back kind of early. So I mean, I think guys are just trying to fight through the pain, and the fact that their roster is so depleted. I mean, I feel like they're just signing people off the street as far as different positions, and it's just like just a mess. I don't know. Is this his contract year too as well? That might be it too.
I don't think so. I think it's his second or third year. He's got another year.
Okay, maybe he's trying to re-up, or I don't know.
Yeah, I would guess they'd probably just do that 5th-year option with him. Running backs seem to always get that, and then you get your 2 or 3 year contract after that, and your career is essentially over.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless you're one of those running backs that can catch the passes out the backfield, that helps a lot. But
sure, yeah,
it's not many of those though. And then we had the Dolphins and the Bills. It was definitely a good Saturday night game. Pretty much went down to the last few plays. I don't know if Miami's ready yet, man.
I don't know. I thought they played a pretty good game, especially coming off of a bad loss. I just tough conditions. Obviously in the second half, they had a lead late. They just couldn't close the Bills out. I don't think again their defense is okay, but it's really predicated on turnovers.
Yep.
I thought they held up pretty well, all things considered, and I think they should win this week and probably lock up a playoff spot.
Yeah, they definitely should, but I don't think they're going to be. I think they're going to be in and out. I don't think their defense is going to be able to make the necessary stops to play some of those teams in the AFC. Because most of those AFC teams are all firepower offensive teams, and it's going to come down to who can get some stops. So
yeah, no, for sure.
Then we had your Lions and the Jets. Man, you guys had it, man. What's going on, man?
I don't know. It was definitely a tough loss. I think they had it where they wanted it. They Lions didn't do much offensively all day, and then giving up after taking the lead, giving up that big 4th and 1, 4th and inches, 51-yard touchdown run, which was a great play. I mean, all things considered, by Detroit, but not covered well by the Jets. And then Zach Wilson gets them into field goal range and ends their line. Granted, it was a 58-yard kick, but couldn't hit the kick to tie the game. Some questionable non-timeout usage down the stretch by the Jets. I was watching the game, so I was like, well, call timeout. They get the pass to Wilson 10 yards over the middle. They had I think they had 55 seconds on the clock at that point, and they line up another play, and they wasted 30 seconds. And I'm just they were just acting they were acting like they had Tom Brady at quarterback. Oh yeah, we'll take our time here. We have 3 timeouts and 35 seconds. That's plenty of time to go 40 yards.
Yeah, I feel you was yelling at the screen Peyton Manning when he does when they do the Manning cast. And he's
oh yeah, I was. Yep.
He's 14 seconds. Timeout.
I was like, what is this guy? What are they doing? Call timeout.
I mean, you guys almost had it, man. It's funny that
it's another game they should have won.
It's funny that when Wilson comes back, you guys lose. I mean, you guys, maybe if you had White, it might have been a little bit different, man.
Maybe. I mean, we were talking about that today. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? White, although he's been moving the ball well, he hasn't been scoring touchdowns. So it's kind of I don't know.
I mean, we're gonna see the next upcoming weeks because you guys gotta pretty much get in there for the playoffs.
Zach Wilson will play this week because it's a short week, but then I'd expect Mike White back the week after for the last 2 weeks. Yeah,
because those gonna be important games, man.
Yep.
Because you guys are a game back from the Dolphins, right?
Game back from the Dolphins and Chargers, yeah.
So it's gonna be a race to the finish.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had the Bengals and the Buccaneers. I thought it was over for the Bengals. Buccaneers got up big, and then Buccaneers do what they do. They went wild on them offensively, and then it was pretty much over after that.
Yeah, it was weird how the Bucs kind of dominated that whole first half, and then a couple turnovers. Next thing you know, Bucs lost all momentum. Bengals had all of it and never looked back. Really, really held them down. Again, Cincinnati defense showed up big, and the offense did what it needed to do.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, man, that's one of the teams that people don't want to see. Just so much offensive power on that offensive side of the ball. And they got some guys on defense that'll show up. So
yes.
Then we had the Titans and the Chargers. Chargers sneak by and they get the win. Keep their playoff hopes alive. I feel like Tennessee's just coasting by, man. But they're still going to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it could get tight down there. The Jaguars are only 1 game behind them now. So big weekend here if the Jags can win and the Titans lose. I think the Jags take over. The Jags control their own destiny. I think that if they win out, they get the spot.
Yeah, but that's probably the team I would rather see make the playoffs than the Titans. Just to see a new face in the playoffs, a young offense who can put up some points. Their defense is okay. They're still building, but definitely looking forward to seeing some change in that division.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think that the Titans are again another team that's beat up a little bit. Probably need some turnover there. Would be good to see. Trevor Lawrence is playing really well right now. See him get into the playoffs and have first round game. Even if they get bounced, it's always fun to watch. And
then we had the Giants and the Commanders. Giants get the no call. They win the game. We got away with one right here. So
you have the no call, which is one thing. I don't love people calling penalties that late in the game on 4th down in the end zone, no matter how unless it's super egregious. But the one that bothered me was the McLaurin one before that when he checks the ref gives him the okay, and then immediately calls him for illegal formation.
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, those guys do that all the time. They always get the okay from the ref, and then
that was definitely an odd one. That's what I said, it was just a bunch of stuff that didn't go in the Commanders' favor that the Giants benefit off of. But when you're on the winning side, you got there's nothing. You can't feel sorry for the team because your team won. But hopefully this is not the game that cost it all. So right now we just moved up in the position. So they're 7 or I think 7, and then we're 6. So we'll see what happens. Pretty much it looks like all this. The way it's looking right now, the whole freaking division is going to make the playoffs. So, but we got the Lions right behind everybody, so they're hot right now. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Week 16 coming up. I mean, speaking of young quarterbacks, we're gonna have the Jags versus the Jets. How you feeling about your chances in that game?
I don't know, man. The way that Trevor Lawrence has played right now, I'm a little concerned. He's playing well. That team just overall is playing well. They're healthy. The Jets defense is, I think again, good defense. Quentin Williams should be back for this game. But yeah, it's definitely a tougher one than you would have thought looking at it, before the season. So part of me still likes the Jets here, but it's definitely close. I think that it probably ends up being a low scoring game, but I don't know. I don't know if the Jets have enough to make the plays they need to do to win.
I don't know, man. I think you guys can pull it off. Lawrence does struggle at times, against the pass rush. So, I mean, you guys got the options there. You guys got a up-and-coming shutdown corner. So, they don't really have the best receivers.
Right.
So guys that can get open. They do have a run game. But Lawrence is a mobile quarterback in a sense, but, he doesn't run around too much. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see how things play out.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got the Bengals and the Patriots. Probably a game I'm not going to check out because I'm expecting the Bengals to run through them. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots pulled it off. But, they're kind of fighting for their lives too as well because they gave up a game last game with that little botched lateral pass. So
yeah. What did you think of that play at the end of that game?
Yeah, I just felt like I think there's a point in a time to do that. When it's a tight game, there's no need to do that. It's not like I feel like if you're down, like that has to be like your last resort to try to win a game, right? To do like a bunch of, I don't even know what they call that kind of type of play, but just to run a bunch of lateral passes like that because if something goes wrong. Like worst case scenario, like I can understand if you were already down and you were trying to do that to win, right? And if the other team got the ball, they scored, you still would have lost anyway based off the score, right? But not when it's a tie game. You gotta keep your team in the best position to win.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Do you put it more on the coaches or the players?
Probably the coaches, because they called the play. So, but if they also called the play and that wasn't the play, and then they started doing a lot of passes, then it's probably on the players. And that's something that you really don't expect from Bill in a situation like that. So
I guess my issue with it is if you're going to run a play, right, and it's not just a kneel down, you want to run it up the middle. I think, Stevenson gets 20, 25 yards. Now he's like, geez, the whole other side of the field's open. If I can flip this back, we may have a chance to win this thing right now. Right. Like you gotta, if you're going to call a play there, it's either run it straight into the line and go down or take a knee if that's what you want them to do. If not, they're going to try to get to the end zone, right? So I don't know if they were so hell bent on not, they didn't want to do, they just wanted to kind of run out the clock. They should have just kneed the ball and moved on. Or if they wanted to take a shot at the end zone, let Mac throw it.
Yeah, throw a Hail Mary or something rather than I'd rather throw a Hail Mary and then it get intercepted in the end zone rather than to try to run a bunch of different lateral plays. I feel like those never work, man.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
And then we got the Giants and the Vikings. I don't think we're going to be giving up a 33-point game because I don't think we scored 33 points this season. So it's definitely going to be an interesting game to see if we could defend that offense, get to the quarterback. I mean, Thibodeau's been showing why he was one of the best pass rushers coming out the draft. And then we're just going to have to run the ball as much as possible and keep that offense off the field.
Yeah, he's looked great, Thibodeau, really making a name for himself here early on. Yeah, like you said, just get Saquon going, and maybe you could slow down. Keep that Giants offense on the field as much as possible.
Yeah, because they got a lot of weapons on offense, and I don't see us stopping any of them unless we can get to the quarterback. But it's gonna be interesting to see how things play out, though.
Yep.
Then we have the Lions and the Panthers. The only thing I'll be paying attention to this game to see if the Lions win, just because they're right behind us in the standings. But expecting them to make some light work of the Panthers. I feel like the Panthers are pretty much playing for they should be trying to tank right now and get their lives together for this draft. So
yeah, they're not though. I feel like they're still got the outside chance to win that division because it's just so bad.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I feel like at this point, man, you can't be playing for that. You can't be playing for that division now, man. Like even if you play for the division now, you win, but then now you mess up your draft pick and but you set yourself back years rather than just take it on the chin now to be way better in the future. So And then we have the Commanders and the 49ers. That's going to be another game we kind of tune in to see, just because to see if the Commanders could win this game. If not, then it's going to make the Lions' job easier as far as them trying to get in the playoffs or the Giants situation, because there's 3 teams. I don't think all teams are going to lose. I know the Packers are right behind them too. They're 6-8, right? So
yep,
it's going to be a photo finish between all these teams for those last 2 spots in NFC.
Yeah, I think it makes it fun too, adding that extra playoff spot in there, because now there's that one extra spot. I feel like everyone's always fighting for it.
Oh yeah, makes the games way more important than they used to be. For
sure.
Then we have the Eagles and the Cowboys. Might be the game of the week, but it's going to be interesting to see because they said Hurts hurt his throwing shoulder, so I wonder how limited he'll be, or if he'll be ready to go for that game against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And then win or lose, this game really doesn't mean much for the Eagles because they pretty much clinched, the division and probably that first spot.
Yeah, they just need to win one of the last 3 to clinch it. I mean, without any help. So.
Yeah. So, but it's gonna be interesting to see because if the Cowboys win, people gonna talk all this Cowboy stuff, but Cowboys have been struggling, man. They've been giving up some games, and I think that's that experience, and that's when it's gonna come in and hurt them in the playoffs.
Yeah, their defense has been pretty atrocious. I know they're injured, but it hasn't been great, that's for sure.
Yeah, on either side of the ball. Well, I mean, outside of them running the ball has been good, but their pass game has been suspect. Dak's been turning it over, and then their defense has their days. So.
Yep, exactly.
Then we got the Packers and the Dolphins. This is gonna be the Christmas Day game. This game might just check out as well because, like we said, man, these games are becoming way more important. Dolphins need to win to stay in the hunt. Packers need to win to get into the hunt for the playoffs. And then I feel like the Packers are putting some things together at the right time. Not to say they're getting hot, but they're heating up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And it's almost like sometimes you can feel like Aaron Rodgers tastes it, and he just like turns it up a notch.
Yep. The receivers are showing up. The defense is showing up. So it's going to be interesting to see. And like I said, they're only a game out, so like a game or 2 out. So they're going to be right there. And then there's another Christmas Day game, but I don't care about that game. And then the Bucs versus the Cardinals. It's another game, Christmas Day game. Probably not going to check out, man. I feel like they could have got some better Christmas Day games than this, man.
I mean, at the time, it's hard. It's hard, right? I mean, you look at Bucs Cardinals. It could be a high-flying Cardinals team against a potential Super Bowl candidate in the Bucs. You can only do so much. I mean, what's the middle game on Sunday?
I forget this game. Broncos and Rams. Yeah.
Ooh.
Man, no, I'm not watching that.
That's bad.
That's a tank fest right there.
Oh yeah, that's a bad one.
But I was just saying, I felt like they could have moved some of the games around or something, man.
Yeah, they did flex some games, but I don't know what they did for this one.
It's terrible, man.
Yeah.
Then we got the Chargers and the Colts. That's going to be a Monday night game. It's going to be interesting to see that one as well.
Big game for the Chargers.
Big game for the Chargers. It could be a big game for the Colts too, because they need to put something together. They got a bunch of injuries. I mean, they're just all over the place, man. There are people out there fighting for their jobs, man. So, I mean, that's what happens. Sometimes people get desperate. That's when you see the best out of them. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, for sure.
And then as far as a playoff picture, I mean, it's looking like in the AFC, the Bills are going to get the bye. Then we got the Chiefs versus the Dolphins. That should be a good game if it ends up playing out like that way, just to see Tyreek Hill versus his old team. And then Bengals versus Chargers. We've seen this one before. I don't think the Chargers will have much luck against the Bengals, but you never know because it's only one game. So then the Titans versus Baltimore, 2 beat up teams playing each other that run heavy. So it'll be interesting to see if those matchups stick. Like if all those teams stay in the same spot as far as the playoff picture. And then on the NFC side, the Eagles will probably get the bye. Minnesota will probably play the Commanders, like if it does, playoff started today. Then San Francisco versus the Giants. That's going to be a hell of a tough matchup with that defense. And then we ain't got no receivers, and Daniel Jones is not the best person when it comes to ball security. So then Tampa versus the Cowboys, a rematch. I wouldn't be surprised if Tampa took that game and put the Cowboys back in their place. So,
I mean, I like the way the playoffs are set right now. I think it would be some fun matchups.
Yeah, but I just wish we could switch up that Titans versus Baltimore with like Jets versus somebody else, or
that would be nice.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then outside of that, I mean, we got the mock drafts coming out. I mean, so far it's looking like the top 10 teams are probably going to be the Texans, Bears, Seahawks, Lions, Cardinals, Colts, Falcons, Panthers, Eagles, and then the Raiders. Can't believe the Eagles in the top 10 with a 12-1 record.
That's crazy.
But it's going to be interesting to see. A lot of teams that need a quarterback. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 or 5 that need a quarterback. More than half. So it's probably about 4 quarterbacks in this draft that are coming out. Caleb being one of them. Then the other quarterback from Alabama who'll probably go first to the Texans. But I'm not too high on these quarterbacks, man.
Yeah, you've kind of been on that train all year. But you don't necessarily think this is a good quarterback year. I mean, you got Bryce Young from Alabama.
But I feel like he feels like Tua to me, undersized. But I feel like he's a lot better than Tua, but still just undersized. I think it's hard to, despite how good you are as a quarterback, it's hard to be an undersized quarterback and be successful in the NFL.
Right. It is. It is. So, some of these guys are tough to tell. You got a guy like, what's his face? Will Levis coming out. He's got apparently all the raw talent, kind of like a Josh Allen type with, tall, big hands, could throw the ball a mile. But does he have the football acumen? Is he going to get coached well enough to become a star quarterback in the league? I think that's the big thing. You got to find the right coach-player combination.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing that makes some of these quarterbacks as well. You don't fall to a good organization with some kind of structure where you're not going through offensive coordinator every year by year.
Right.
It's just going to stagnate, hurt your growth. So definitely looking forward to seeing how these plays out. But there's a lot of defensive players coming out too, which they should have a good impact. I know the linebacker for Alabama will probably be the first defensive player off the board. Be interesting to see if he makes it to the Lions with him and Hutchinson.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good little tandem right there. So, and then on to the NBA. Not too much here. Suns sell for about like $4 billion.
Yeah, $4 billion.
I'm surprised about the buyer. I don't know how he got this money.
What's it, Babisha?
Yeah, they said he was.
I don't know. I didn't read anything about him yet. Mortgage lender.
Yeah, they said he was on the 2002 Michigan State championship team for men's basketball or something like that.
Huh.
But I don't know how much he played or anything like that. But it was an odd buying. Not what I expected. Based off of what I was hearing, they said Bezos was wanted in and some other notable names, but went to this guy. I wonder how that process goes.
Yeah, I don't know how that all works. It could be that. It could be that the other owners are trying to keep Bezos out for some reason too.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Or Bezos is gunning for the Commanders.
Possibly, yeah. Because I wouldn't be surprised because it's a club, so
yeah.
if you're not good with the club members, then it's gonna be hard for you to get in. So, but I wonder how much that team will sell for. If it'll sell for similar to that or something anywhere close.
Who, the Commanders?
Yeah,
I bet it goes for $6 billion. Sorry, at least.
And that's crazy because they haven't been in a freaking Super Bowl since forever.
Doesn't matter. NFL team.
Yeah. It's crazy how much more value that has.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got, it wasn't really much else in the NBA. Your boy Anthony Davis is out for a few weeks, as usual.
Yeah, I was going to say, no one's shocked. No one's shocked here. That's for sure. Yeah,
and it wasn't really much else. I mean, the Knicks smacking up the Warriors right now, but, there's no Steph Curry.
No Steph Curry, that makes it a little easier.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Poole has been trying to take the load. He had like 48 the other night too. But I mean, the other guys are gonna have to step up. It can't all be Steph Curry. So,
yep.
Especially if they want to win it all this year, it's hard. It's harder to repeat. So,
sure is. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not really much else in the NBA.
Kind of a quiet week.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward towards these Christmas Day games. Hopefully everybody's healthy for the Christmas Day games in the NBA. That's like the big day. NFL is trying to get in the mix with these NFL games now. So, I mean, we're going to have they're kicking off at 12 with the 76ers and the Knicks. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for my team, man, that James Harden and Embiid are out for that game. Otherwise, it's going to be a long day for us, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. The Knicks just don't feel like I feel like they need a new coach, and they got to switch things up with some of these players, man. It's just I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like a team.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like a bunch of individuals out there. So hopefully they can turn it around. So looking forward to seeing what happens.
Next, what? This will be 8 in a row if they win tonight.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, we need to get that first round pick. That's what we need. That's what we need, man. I mean, you players got to play, man. So I mean, people don't want to be losers. Trying to change the mindset in New York. New York hasn't made the playoffs not too many times in the past few years. So man, we gotta catch a break, man. We gotta get
it's kind of in that no man's land, right? You're either if you're getting into that bottom seed or getting bounced early, you kind of get that mid-range pick. You're out of the lottery, and it makes the rebuild tougher for sure.
Yeah, man. Or we just gotta get a big free agent, man. I thought we almost had one, but freaking Cleveland and freaking Danny Ainge messed it up everything. But we're gonna have to wait and see how it plays out.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot the other Christmas Day games. They got the Lakers and the Mavericks. That's gonna be the 2:30 game. LeBron versus Luka. Also LeBron versus the white LeBron. I think Mavericks are another team too. I feel like it's not built right.
Yeah, I agree.
It seems like they're trying to figure out things. I feel like it's too much relying on Luka. But Lakers are trying to fire themselves. They've been struggling here and there, but it seems like they're pulling it together a little bit. But it's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah. Lakers are really beat up again. Older team, but then you got Luka and kind of a bunch of, I would say, role players on that team. So it's an oddly put together team. It's like they were trying to reach for whatever they could get to put with him, right?
Yeah, like they had played, like it wasn't, they quite couldn't get the stars, so they got the next best role player.
Right.
That's the thing. They got Jordan Wood, who went from like I want to say one of the best comeback players in the past few years, and then he don't even start on the team, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, they got to figure out something there. It's gonna be interesting to see if they can attract a free agent.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think they're pretty much gonna be the same situation.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got the Bucks and the Celtics. The matchup we've been waiting for. How do you guys feel about your chances against them?
I mean, pretty good. I think that the Celtics are getting back to full speed here, healthy. Hopefully, Horford didn't get suspended from the nut shot he gave, but he should be there. Rob Williams will be back. They'll have the full squad. Hopefully, if Jason Tatum's good to go. So I like where they're at. They've lost a few games here, but they haven't really had a full team. Haven't really shot the ball that great. So, shooting comes and goes. So hopefully it's a good game on Sunday. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that's definitely probably the matchup I'm looking to check out the most, just because it's a potential playoff matchup. So those Christmas games are always fun.
Oh yeah, I love those Christmas games.
Then we're gonna have the Grizzlies and the Warriors. Hopefully Steph Curry's healed up by then. Just a few days away. It's kind of a rematch game from the playoffs. I feel like these two teams are kind of becoming like a little spicy towards each other. I feel like either side doesn't really like each other too much.
Yeah.
Outside of, it's really much just Draymond. He doesn't like anybody, but all the other guys play it cool. Well, probably Draymond and Clay, just because the way they play.
Yeah.
Kind of like the old school versus the new school. Of teams. The new school team, the Memphis Grizzlies, trying to make a name for themselves, show that they're here, while the Warriors trying to say, hey, young Bucks, well, we've done this a bunch. So definitely looking forward to checking that out.
Yeah.
Then we got the Suns versus the Nuggets. Not gonna lie, if the Nuggets are playing somebody else, I'd probably watch it, but not these damn Suns, man. I don't really care too much. I don't really care too much for the Suns. Even though they're probably, they're up there. I think they're like third or fourth in the West.
Yep, they are. Yeah.
And I know the Nuggets are right there too, so it's definitely gonna be a good matchup. But I feel like anytime they do these Christmas Day games, that last game, man, we pretty much out of it by then. So we just catch the highlights on the Sports Center.
That's all I got.
Then MLB, nothing. There's nothing really much in MLB or college football.
The Yankees signed Rodon. Got their lefty starter, but yeah, other than that, hot stove quieting down. You got the Correa deal. It's pending now. Physical hasn't been officially signed, but yeah, it's that the hot shortstop market has fizzled out. Yep, it's gone.
So I don't know. Maybe as a midseason acquisition, we can try to swing or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's minimal options left for them, but yeah, maybe it's something where you look to swing a trade at some point. I know they're looking at Michael Conforto, from the Mets, but other than that, it's I think what we have is what we're moving forward with.
Yep. I mean, hopefully the Astros are hurt from all their losses, and we can break this curse.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you saw Dion did a little interview on with Shannon Sharp, which was kind of good.
No, I didn't see it.
Definitely check that out. He explained kind of some of the situation stuff about him leaving the HBCUs, and then what he's looking to do going forward with Colorado. So, and he touched on some other stuff. So,
okay.
There was
worth a listen.
Yeah, that was like an hour and a half. It was a
nice.
quick watch. It's funny though because it's him and Shannon Sharp. So
right.
Shannon's making a bunch of jokes about his foot and stuff. So which is kind of funny. I mean, it's funny because it's like when one of your friends are clowning you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So definitely give that a quick watch when you get a chance. And then it's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. We got another edition of JD's Bites and Brew. What you got for us?
All right. So today we got a creamy gnocchi with a ground sausage. So it's a quick meal. Been liking these 30-minute type meals, one pot. So this one, you start with some onions and some ground sausage. Get those going in the pan. Cook them until the sausage cooked through, probably like 7 to 10 minutes or so. And then throw some garlic in there, and again cook that down until that's fragrant. So then you have some white wine. You kind of deglaze the pan, put that in, and then we get some diced tomatoes, some heavy cream, and then you can use whatever gnocchi that you like. We have a cauliflower gnocchi that we use from Trader Joe's. It's pretty good. So put that in, kind of get everything up, mix everything up, get it to a boil, and then cook it for about 5 minutes or so. Turn the heat down, and then just at that point you just stir in your grated Parmesan cheese. You can top it with some basil and then salt and pepper, and you're good to go. Quick and easy, and it's a nice, delicious, hearty, warm meal for these cold winter days.
And you had no bread with that, man?
I'm trying. I'm doing what I can to keep the weight off, Rich.
Man, you heard what Steph Curry said, man. That starts tomorrow, man.
Diet starts Monday.
But definitely, that definitely sounds like a great dish, man. Was that something you guys like picked up, or was it like a staple, like a normal?
No, this is one we just picked up. We made similar dishes to it before. This was more of like I'd say it was more kind of like a soup more than anything. You can do it. We've had similar meals that we done over like that are more kind of hearty, I would say, with some more vegetables and things like that. But the cauliflower gnocchi has been really good. It's a frozen bag at Trader Joe's, like $3 or $4 or $5, I forget. But it's a little bit lighter and still tasty. And you don't have to, I don't know if you've ever made gnocchi before, but it's a pain in the butt.
No, yeah, I never made that. From what I've seen and heard, I know that's one of the harder like I want to say pastas or. It is, yeah. To make.
It definitely is.
And then what did you guys drink that down with?
All right, so we went to we got some new Treehouse Brewing Company beer now that we're back up here for a couple weeks. So for this week we had it's called Sapling. So it's a take on their it's a pale ale. It comes in I think at around 5% or a little over 5%. But they have a staple beer called Sap, which is one of their American IPAs, which I've always liked. It's more of a West Coast style IPA, so a little more like piney. But this is their kind of the pale ale version of it. So it's still got those West Coast, the Chinook hops, and still a little piney, but probably a little less on the kind of the upfront taste, a little more I would say calm, but still very flavorful, tasty. Had a little bit of I would say an odd aftertaste, but some of these pale ales do when they try to make them similar to like an IPA, but like a little bit lighter. I feel like the back end is a little, I don't know, it's not bitter, but it's just got like a little bit of an odd aftertaste. So I would say that's the only thing that's going to keep this out of the 8 range. But definitely good, and like a good, I would say winter pale ale. So I would give it like a 7.6.
Oh man, it was climbing, man. I thought it was going to hit the 7.8 range.
It was really good, and then I kind of like turned to Michelle and I was like, just had a little bit of a weird aftertaste. And nothing I dislike, just a little, just different.
A little funky.
Yeah.
And it's always the aftertaste I'd be bringing it up or down, man.
It does. I mean, that's because that's the last thing that sits on your palate, right?
Yeah, man. And that's the thing. It makes it like if you can eat it, or like if you could drink it with a bunch of different things like foods or anything like that, that makes it way much better rather than it be one of those things you can only drink it by itself and can't do anything with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Then that's JD's Bites and Brew, everybody. And then for the BRRs, really not much this week. I did finish Last Chance U. They put out the second season. It was about the junior college out in California, ELAC. So you get to see the second season after their COVID season. Well, I mean, you get to see the second season, and it starts to touch the current season now, but they don't give you too much. But it seems like they're pretty much done after this. But definitely something you could check out if you like basketball, interested to see coaching on the junior college level, and then what some of these kids are going through as far as college sports as well. What are some of the coaches going through trying to deal with some of these kids?
Yeah.
It's a lot of messed up, I won't say messed up situations, but a lot of misguided kids out there, man, when it comes to you see some of these kids on some of these teams. They have a false perception of how things are supposed to go. So
yeah, no, it makes sense.
But definitely something to check out. Quick watch, good. It's a good show, man. It's just good to see, especially if you like basketball. It's just one of those things you definitely check out and watch.
All right.
And then after that, still trying to finish up Too Hot to Handle, trash reality TV show, and then trying to think what else. Trying to binge Atlanta, and then it wasn't really much else, man. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it wasn't really much else. I think I tried to watch a movie, but I think I stopped. And I'm trying to go to the Star Wars show.
Andor.
Yeah, I'm on the third episode. So
yeah, let me know when you finish that. I finished it last week, 2 weeks ago. Last week. It's good, really good.
Yeah, so I'm probably going through that, and then just looking for some other shows to watch, I think. So I'll keep you posted if I find anything good. I watched the first episode of Echo. It was okay so far. Didn't really get me hooked after the first episode, but I mean, there's only 4 episodes out, so I'll check it out. At least get to episode 3 before I decide if I'm gonna continue watching or not. But
yeah,
and I think that's it, man.
That's all I got.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. TV show.
I did start White Lotus. I watched 1 episode.
Oh, the first season or second one?
First season.
I hate that first season. It was it was just like, what am I watching? But supposedly they said the second season is better, so I don't know how the first season won an award, so I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah.
I heard the new Avatar was good, but it's like a 3-hour movie, so I gotta be locked in to watch that.
Yeah, my sister saw it. She said she still liked the first one better.
Oh man, I think I tried watching Wednesday. It was just like, I can't do this.
Couldn't do it.
And then it was too kiddie for me. How's Yellowstone?
It's there's one episode left before the mid-season finale. Or sorry, the next episode is the mid-season finale. I don't know if they don't. It's just still been really slow and doing the focusing on the politics and all that. It's I don't know. We'll see. Again, there looks like they're trying to set up a battle between Jamie and John over the ranch or something to do with the ranch. So we'll see. We'll see how this all plays out. But let's see what they can do with the mid-season finale here.
Yeah, man. I feel like there should be a lot more shows on right now, but
yeah, I feel like we say this all the time. Like there should be shows over, like when people have time off to sit down and watch them, but then there never is.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's slacking or something. Or maybe they hiding these shows or something, man.
Yeah,
they're trying to wait till the new year or something and bring them in.
That's why I'm counting on you, Rich, to find these shows for us. Yeah,
man. I told you, man. I told you about the other show, the softcore porn show.
Oh yeah, what's the name of
that again? Tell Me Lies.
Oh, Tell Me Lies. Okay.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. It's on Hulu. So
okay. I'll throw that on the list.
And then everything else is just meh.
Yeah, I hear you.
Just mid, man.
Yeah, you guys, you young teens and your new words.
Yeah, I feel like most of the stuff I watch now is just like reality, like TV shows, because there's not really much other good like series on. So
yeah, no, I hear you.
So I'll keep you posted. I'm still digging through the manure. So
all
right, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time.
Until next time, Rich.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.